Hey guys, my name's Aaron Redloff. I'm Sarah's cousin. She's out here at our farm in Wisconsin taking a look around, so I figured I might as well explain what we have going on here. So there's me and my wife and my mom and dad who farm on this farm, and we milk 100 cows here. Total, we have about 220 animals, and we take care of them all. We feed them, clean them, and bed them every single day. That's what our job is. That's what our life consists of. So as you can see, we're in our calf barn right now, which is basically our young calves from newborn on up to 70 days. The reason we take them away from their mom right away is because sometimes the mom tends to get too excited. And if she gets too excited and steps on her own calf, a 1,600-pound animal stepping on a 100-pound calf does not end well. So that is why we take them away right away, for their own safety. They still get mom's milk right away immediately within an hour after birth. But we feed them formula for about 40 days, and then they start eating hard food and start drinking water on their own. So hard food is this right here. So basically it's a mix of corn, oats, and a protein pellet right here. When they're 2 years old, they're a mature animal. When they show heat, we'll AI them or artificially inseminate them at right around 16 months of age. So that puts them to calve right around 24 months old or 2 years old. So when they calve or they freshen, that's when they officially become a cow. So that's when they come into cow herd and start milking with the rest of them. When they become milk cows, they have a nutrient-packed diet that's packed with energy, protein, and fiber. And our energy column breaks down into corn and corn silage, which is the whole stalk chopped up with the kernels. In our protein side, it breaks down into soybean meal and haylage, which is alfalfa chopped up when it's still wet. The third one is dry hay, which comes into our fiber category. It's dry and long, which helps break down all the other nutrients inside the animal. So that's what it takes to keep a cow happy and healthy. Nutrition is very, 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 very important in an animal. Once a month, we as a herd have a vet come through and do checkups on every one of our animals. They all have clean bedded stalls. We bed with a mix of straw and fly ash, which is a byproduct of paper. But it's light and fluffy, but it's also heavy like sand. So it's very, very easy on their joints. But our milking animals stay in the barn, and the reason for that is because in the barn, underneath the shade and fans, it's a lot cooler during the day. So our cattle are as comfortable as they possibly can be. And us as dairy farmers, if you ask any dairy farmer out there, they'll tell you that cow comfort is #1 priority. If the cows aren't comfortable, they're not going to eat well, they're not going to drink well, their overall health is not going to be as well. If you don't treat your animals well, your animals won't treat you well. So this is what we milk in, and this is called our milking parlor. We have 2 sides, 8 cows come in here. They line up long ways just like that. So if you look down here, there's actually a pit. So as you can see, I'm below the animal itself. So I'm perfect in line for the animal. I can stare at the udder just fine, and I can reach it and access it. This gives us a better view to look at the udder, make sure that it's as clean as it possibly can be, and make sure that there's nothing wrong with the animal. So once the milker's hooked on this, the milker then is sitting about here, and it harvests the milk out of the cow, goes up through these lines, and goes up into a bigger line, which are these, which then run into the milk house into a bulk tank.
Girl.
Alright, so the milk will come in this line, which then comes into this little holding tank here. So it pumps the milk through the bottom of here, through the filter. So there's a filter in here, all the milk runs through it. So if there's any type of debris that gets in the milk through the cow, it gets filtered out here, which then falls into this contraption here, which is called a plate cooler. So a plate cooler works as an air conditioning system. And there's lines that run through here that are shooting cold water through it to flash cool the milk right as it sits. And it makes it way more efficient and easier on energy to use cold water to cool the milk down rather than energy itself. The milk continues, runs through this line, and then if it was milking time, there would be a pipe that drops into this tank. So this tank here holds about a day's worth of milk. The milk truck comes and picks up our milk from here and takes it to the milk plant or cheese plant to be made into milk or cheese or whichever. When it stops here, it picks up on an average of about 7,000 pounds per day. On a daily basis, a cow gives about 80 pounds of milk per day. That's why nutrition is so important. So one thing I'd like to clear up for you guys is no matter what dairy farm, no matter what store you go to, no matter what the brand of product is, whether you're buying cheese, sour cream, ice cream, yogurt, milk, it doesn't matter. It's all antibiotic free. And that also includes all your meats and poultries as well. Everything you consume is antibiotic free. When the milk truck comes, he takes a small vial of milk from each farm that he goes to. Once he goes to the processing plant with it, they test it for antibiotic. If it comes back positive, we then have to buy the entire truckload of milk. And that comes out of the farm's pocket. So the only milk that's all in here is completely antibiotic free. So farmers live by a pretty high standard when it comes to their farm. But it's a life that I wouldn't change. It's a life that I love to do. I love animals and I love the outdoors. So this is the perfect mix for both.